Okay, so I did get my new game on the latest build. They actually came out with another patch today. This is a day later. Uh, the 4.0 release came out on, I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday. Anyway, it's Sunday. They had a release today as well to fix some stuff. They still haven't fixed any of the mega mechanics that they broke. So I'm hoping that they will get that fixed, and I'll just demonstrate with a. I had a hovercraft, and they're just so awful. I actually have recycled it already, and I started building. This is just a super basic small vessel, small vehicle. I actually had to put 2 RCSs on it. It still is not flyable because of the new mechanics that they've put in are just awful. You can see that the new lighting, they call it, it's a linear setup, which is a setting in Unity 3D, which I also use for game development. I really don't like the linear world, whatever, because it is something that applies to the whole game world versus the gamma one. Because of the issues it has with lighting. You can see how blown out the lights are, and this is nighttime. The mountains actually look like they're glowing instead of just being regularly lit with shadow and light, and there's not anything up there to actually light them, like the moon's not even up. So they probably could have fixed that issue using the gamma setting and just upping their ambient light a little bit. But this switch to linear really, I don't know. I think it's ugly. I don't really like it. The other thing they did, they changed. This is a new game, by the way, so I'm using the new blocks that they created. The blocks for bases, like these blocks, and the ones up there are large blocks. They have more hit points, and really that's the biggest difference with them, is that they have more hit points, which is nice. I actually do like that change. There were some changes they made that I like. That's one of them. But regular, like SVs and HVs now use smaller blocks, and something is wrong with the RCSs and stuff. So like if I go in here and pilot this and just lift off the ground, let me get out in an external view. Before, if you turned and you really only needed 1 RCS if you had no blocks on it, like this one, which is a super basic vessel, it would stay nice and flat, and it would maintain, I don't know what you would, its horizontal position. Now, even just the slightest move, did it do it? Like just turning around to like look at your base and stuff, it throws your vehicle into a pitch, and it basically goes completely wonky. This happens not just on small vessels, but on hover vessels too. The way they see, it's just a little turn and you get thrown off. It's total crap, actually. So there's no way to like the guy on TV said the other day, there's just no way to polish this turd. So that was some commentator talking about one of the candidates' discussions during the debate that they had this last week. Anyway, that's just the way, and it's almost unplayable. The only way, like what I was doing there, I had to hold the O button. That's what keeps you level. Now you have to do that instead of relying on your RCSs to keep you level and stable. The biggest problem with this, like if you're using a hovercraft, even if you just want to hover over ground, it won't do it anymore, because you have 4 different engines and none of them apparently seem to be connected to the RCS. I don't know what the problem is, but it just drifts away. So it's so annoying to have to hold the O button down the whole time you're piloting. And like this bank is really steep. With the hovercraft I had, coming off of a bank like that that's that steep just throws you underwater and it kills your engines, and they're useless. Basically, all the ships have become pretty much useless. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Just trying to move around here is being not working. Just doing really simple stuff. So they really need to do a lot of work there. The other thing that I really don't like, so like the first thing is the lighting and the texturing. I noticed that right off. I was like, oh gosh, stuff looks terrible. Once these tomatoes get big, you can kind of see it now, but once they get full size, they just look like big plastic bouncy balls or something. They look awful. The textures look awful. And then the second thing being that basically all vehicles are rendered useless. You can't hardly even play the game because they're so bad at handling. Another thing is you used to be able to hit the escape key to pause the game. It no longer pauses the game. Over here on the right hand side under the map, the mini map, the counter keeps going. If you watch your little food thing down at the bottom left, that will keep going down. I didn't discover this except by accident. Somebody had rang the doorbell, and my game room is downstairs from the door. So I went upstairs to answer the door, got that taken care of. I had hit escape to pause the game like I had always done in the past. And then I decided, okay, this is a good time for a bio break, and I'm going to get a snack and a drink from the fridge and all that jazz. And anyway, it took me a while to get back down to the game, and my guy had died from starvation, and it had been more than 10 or 15 minutes or whatever it is after death that your backpack despawns. So I didn't even have any of the crap that was in my backpack. And this was after having a very frustrating time trying to pilot my hovercraft out to one of my mines. It was probably, I think it was that magnesium mine over there. Oh, if you don't believe me on those hovercraft, you should try flying them through trees. Oh my goodness, it's painful. It's just so bad. So yeah, I'm really not liking this new patch, and I'm really hoping they fix the mechanics or figure out what's wrong with how come you can't pilot ships anymore effectively. You used to be able to park a hovercraft right over your mine, and you could leave it running so that the turrets would take out any hostiles that were around you. Can't do that no more. As soon as you leave your ship, it won't stay standing because of the terrain. If there's any little bump on the terrain, it will affect how your hover engines are engaging thrust against the body of the ship, and it will just drift away from you. No matter what you do, you cannot even add like 15, 20 RCSs. It will not stay stable. It's awful. So you basically have to turn your ship off and land it in order to, well, then you lose all your capacity of having a turret on your HV, which was one of the main reasons to build a hover vessel. Not only was it easier to pilot than the motorcycle, which it's not anymore, was that you also had the benefit of having a turret that you could have active. You had a little portable turret to take with you mining and stuff. So I guess that about does it for this review of the latest update that they did to Empyrion. I'm really not happy with it. And like I said in one of their forums when they were asking for feedback on their patch, the game in my mind has gone from about a 4-star game down to like a 2-star game. The reason being is the main reason to play this game, at least in my mind, was so that you could pilot your ships around, do exploration, go out to the moons and the other planets and stuff, and collect goodies. And now basically all of your vehicles have become useless. So doing exploration, it all has to be done on the ground, walking around, or using your motorcycle. You can technically fly your small vessels out and up to the moon and stuff like that, and you can sort of pilot them around the planet, but it's so difficult to do that you're better off just walking. So anyway, I will stop that video, and hopefully they will patch all this stuff up and get it working again soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.